Hello, my name is Carx82 and welcome back to our GregTech New Horizons Season 2. Before we get going, I would like to just thank for my Patreons for supporting the channel. If you would like to join my Patreon, I do have a link below and also a link to my Discord, and feedback is always welcome if you'd like to join. But yeah, last episode we got going with some nuclear, and fortunately a little bit underwhelming for the amount of power we were getting out of it. I have turned it off actually because I am going to make this a little bit better. I looked into getting some better designs, and there is on the wiki. I totally forgot about the GregTech New Horizons wiki. They have a whole thing, and it is full of different reactor designs. And we'll probably try out a few of them as we progress. I'm just going to keep getting this bigger and bigger. Yeah, so that is kind of my plan. We'll try out some, because I definitely want to make nuclear a pretty decent source of power. It's great at this point in the pack. Unfortunately, the 120 EU, not so great, but we can definitely increase that. Now, gonna go ahead and craft up another reactor chamber. It's not that bad. 18 titanium. But other than that, it's really not that bad. And in case you don't know, you can place these down around the reactor, up to 6 of them on each side, and it adds one more slot. And I think we'll be okay with that. Yeah, I was like, I don't think that's gonna do anything. But yeah, I am actually crafting up some more components, as we can see in my inventory. And yeah, thanks for also pointing out that there are some easier recipes. One is this one, which I saw, and you need 2 reactor vents, an industrial diamond, and gets you 1 advanced heat vent. But I had just noticed that there is a much easier one. It only requires 1 heat vent, and it doesn't even need a industrial diamond. So that is 1,000%. Okay, maybe not 1,000%, but that is much easier than what I was doing. That just cuts down on the amount of materials that you need by a lot. Not that any of that stuff is difficult at all, but yeah, I just wanted to point out, definitely do that. Now, the next part of it, though, is actually more expensive, ironically. So we're going to be doing these, which is the 4 plates and the 4 stainless steel, but ironically, the assembly recipe is actually more expensive because 4 screws is only half an ingot. This is a full ingot of stainless steel. So this recipe is actually more expensive than just doing it in a crafting table like this. But yeah, so oh man, it is so much easier being able to do that with AE. I feel like the first time I did this in the first season, we didn't have AE yet. I don't think, because I remember that being I remember like having to place each one into the inventory. Let me throw this in there for now. All right, so I think, yeah, I think that is all the components. You can actually throw a few. Oh, that's right. Yeah. You can actually throw a few reactor platings in this design that we're going to do. But it's not necessary. Reactor. Oh, we do have nano stuff on. The reactor. Not casing. What am I trying to say? Shielding? No. Reactor Plating. Reactor plating. Yeah, it's 8 advanced alloy plus 9 lead. I mean, it's not that difficult to craft up, but it's kind of unnecessary. That is more for automation. The if you want to fill up every single slot with some plating. Also, I think they do something too with something. I'm not entirely sure what the different types of plating do. I think they do have a purpose other than just filling up a slot in the thing. I just can't remember what it is, but I guess we'll finish these quests as I am going here. Yeah, eventually we're going to probably have breeder reactors for the lutetium or whatever we need. All right. So what's that then? Oh, that's the depleted. So you can do either of these. Also, there is much easier recipes for, well, not much easier, but we'll do these. All right, so we need okay, so 18 long rods, so that's 18 ingots. How many did I put in? I put 4. Like, is that cheaper? I can't actually tell. I think it is. Because that's 2 ingots. And then I would have to do that like 6 times. That'd be 24. Yeah, this is definitely cheaper. I wish you could do the long rods. I wish there was like an easier way to do the long rods. Don't. Yeah, there is the fluid solidifier recipe or the forge hammer. So there isn't. I mean, that's eventually we will be doing it that way. But once we get automated, working with the fluids, that is just, it's just not my. I don't like going that route with stuff. I know you can be like really specific with the amounts of stuff that you're like if you're doing parts of ingots, like they're really good, but yeah, I'm not gonna do that. All right, so what was this again? 4. Guess that makes sense. Quad. Right, cool. So there's that, and let me just pull up my reactor. It is actually on my Discord too. I have it pinned in the GregTech channel. All right, so we're gonna do one. I found it. Now, unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but this design that we're gonna do actually doesn't use these component heat vents, but we're gonna use them eventually. So let's try this. That. That. And then that. And then these. I really wish I understood how these things worked. I know they take heat and then transfer it to other ones, and I honestly don't really know how they work that well. But yeah, and then if you want, you can put the reactor plating in these two. Say if you want to automate it, if we pulled this out with like a conduit and put it back in, it might like end up like this, and then you could have explosions happening. So if you fill these with the reactor plating, I don't think you can do anything. I don't think you can. No, I was like, I don't think you can put like just anything in there. But I don't think they are necessary. But yeah, I just realized I can't handle that tier. These cables shouldn't they burned up right there? Yeah, I'm like, that was 800 I was sending through there, I think. But they didn't, oh, you know what it probably was? I bet you those batteries are full. But that's what it was. And, what am I doing? Why am I over here? Aluminum. I do need better... Technically, I think I could do one of those and a 2x. Unfortunately, I definitely need... an assembly machine with rubber for all the cables that we go through. And one with polyethylene for all the like SMD components that we usually need. And other things, machine hulls and everything. Alright, so I think... No, it's not. They're not full. Interesting. I'm assuming that's outputting. I just would have thought that would have exploded. Alright. Let me do a quick backup before I turn this on. Alright, just did a quick backup just in case, you never know. Alright, so let's try this again. So that is... These can handle IV amps. Now I don't usually do stuff like this. And that is not actually going to work. If I do that purple, this is not going to connect. I guess we'll just have to leave it like that, but that's technically an EV amp. Right, so there's 1 amp, 484 going through it, and this is actually turned off. Actually, let's do this. I want to see if this is, let's disable that, and let's cut this, not cut it, but do that. I want to see if this, I just want to double check this is working. Alright, that actually... There. Alright, so 800 EU. Yeah, average input. There we go. Average input EU predict. Alright, cool. And then this should say, yep, there we go. We can see the 1 amp going through there. So we'll do that. Yeah, and those are filling up. This should have an amp going through. Yep. All right, so we got in our Steam amp coming through. We got this amp going through. And as we can see, everything seems to be working just fine. Yep, they drop, and then as they dissipate the heat, they go back up. But yeah, I guess we will take it. Now, our fuel is actually turned off at the moment. This only turns on if it's getting a signal, and this is full enough where it's not outputting a signal. I think I'll just let this run as well. That should last a while-ish, right? 50,000. I don't think it's 50,000 seconds. That feels a bit faster than a second, but... Alright, there we go. There is... This is actually our best power gen at the moment now. So we're making... What are we making? About 1,300? We're making about an EV amp. We're actually not doing too bad. Okay, so as I was kind of looking at this, I was like, I don't know if I like having an HV cable going to an EV cable. Because if for some reason I was working on something over there and it tried to fill up that HV battery, mainly if I turned the direction or whatever, it would have sent an EV amp down. That would have blown up. Cables would have been burnt up and all sorts of stuff. So I did not like that. So what I've actually done is switched that battery buffer that I had over there. I ended up not really even needing that. That was kind of like a build I didn't go with the redstone. But I've switched this to a transformer. Now this is still producing an HV amp. I did look into the EV dynamo and it is really difficult. So I was like, let's just, and I can't even do it yet. This needs tungsten steel. I don't even know if I could do this yet. Can we do that? No. That we could do. The other part, the cutting. Man, these cutting machine recipes, they always require the next tier up, which is kind of a pain. It's a gating mechanic. But yeah, so this is just producing HV going into a transformer, getting transformed up into EV, and then sent into this. So yeah, that is what I've done. Now this should have, yeah, this has like 1 amp of EV going along it into the battery buffer. Now what I've also done is set up, you actually saw it right there. I've set up a redstone thing. I expanded it basically. So now I have 2 channels. One is for the reactor. We can see it's turning on and off because it's hitting that threshold. And then if we really need more power, it's going to continue to drain and it will reach this one, which will turn on my diesel generator. So I actually have that running permanently. So the batteries are permanently filling up with our steam power. That is completely renewable. We don't have to worry about that. Doesn't matter if it gets wasted. And then if we need a bit more power, it'll turn on the nuclear reactor, which is 800. There we go. I don't particularly like when it jumps on and off like that, but it's not doing it so fast that it'll cause like lag. And then if we need even more, it'll turn on the diesel generator to produce another 512. So that is kind of what I have at this point, just so we're not burning through those and just wasting power at this point. Eventually it won't matter. But I don't have tons and tons of thorium yet. And now we got our 2 miners. I don't even have the miner up anymore. I just threw it in my bag. But yeah, so this is from the moon. I need to start getting all this stuff processed. All my chromite is something I need to get done. I can even throw like the aluminum in there. That's easy. Copper, iron, silver. Galena we don't really need to do quite this moment. Pyrite. I have no idea what we get from this. What do we get from this? Chrome. We get some more chrome out of it. A chance. And more chrome. Alright, so that's just a lot of chrome. Chalcopyrite I will do. But perlite, ilmenite, we don't have to quite worry about that stuff at the moment. Also, meteoric, iron ore. I need to deal with this because the next big progression step will be getting to Mars, I think. So 2 things I kind of want to work on. One is getting stuff automated with AE. Now that we have some decent power, I can start working on that without having to struggle too much with power. Because every time we add a... That is not what I wanted to do there. Every time we add an interface, it just ramps up the power usage. Yeah, we're at 95 EU per tick, not too bad. But yeah, the more we add, the worse it gets. So that is kind of the 2 goals at this point. I also kind of want to continue working on the circuits. So we got a few things here, but First thing I think I want to get done is I need to automate titanium. It's a pretty easy build, and I think I want to get that done. So that is that. Also, getting automated ore is not super necessary at this point. I'm not using thousands and thousands of ingots. I'm using, you know, a couple hundred with some of these builds, but it's not like the end of the world yet. So, all right, let me get, I guess, titanium. I think I want to work at. Also, this is thorium, copper, beryllium. We don't need at the moment. We will, but holy cow! Look at all that beryllium. Iron ore, emeralds. Don't really need at the moment. I'm just kind of getting most of the stuff so I can just throw in here and get it going. Oh, I don't know if that's enough. I don't know if I've gotten enough meteoric iron. I might need to throw down that miner again. I have 100 something ish. About 100. But all right, let me get some stuff built here. I think I'm going to, yeah, basically need a chemical reactor for titanium. Okay, actually, I think change of plan. I was gonna set up a chemical reactor specifically for processing my rutile into titanium, but that's actually a relatively easy. It's a relatively easy process. The most annoying part is the chlorine, and then you smelt that up, and then you get the magnesium chloride, and then you get the chlorine partially back. You don't get all of it back, but I was looking at the this, and you actually get carbon monoxide also, and you can actually turn the carbon monoxide into some somewhere in there, yeah, like electrolyze it. It's easier in a big one, but you can get the carbon back, at least part of it, and you get some oxygen. I don't know. So it probably would be easier to set that up in a large chemical reactor eventually when we get all this stuff. I plan on spamming large chemical reactors like all over the base. But I think I'm actually going to I've been wanting to do this for a while, and now I'm processing a whole bunch of chromite. I have tons of heavy fuel. I think I want to start cracking it and build my other stainless thing. I want to get that done before I kind of want to get that done and then use that to help me get advanced, because right now I'm using single blocks, and it would be much easier if I just automated all these different byproducts, ethylene for plastic and all that stuff. So I'm thinking I may actually set that up first, the oil cracker. Now the oil cracker actually uses coils, and we have somewhere, it's in a chest. I think it might be back at the old base of stuff that I'm not using. Oh, there's some. Right. The other two are actually used in the chemical reactors. I think I need 16. I can't remember, but let's do that. Also, I was looking at the space age stuff. Multi-block. I think oil cracker is in here somewhere. Let's get cracking. Yep, I do need 2 more copper nickel, but that's not that bad. Oil cracking unit, pumps. Ooh, just kidding. We need more. What an annoying recipe using those. But as we can see, it's just HV circuits. It's relatively easy. Needs some stainless steel. But I have a whole lot of this chromite stuff to get me stainless steel at this point. So I'm actually going to throw all this in here. I'm going to switch to that and actually once that's done, it'll do the centrifuged chromite stuff. But as we can see, I am processing a whole bunch of stuff. Gallium I can take out, nickel, sulfur, iron, uranium, getting a whole bunch of stuff. Iron we can smelt. The rest is just going in our A system at this point, although I do need nickel. Why don't do I have a... I don't have patterns automated yet, obviously. But, all right, let me get this stuff going. As we can see, I need that. Input hatches, output hatches, maintenance hatch, stainless machine. We'll get that set up, and we'll start cracking some heavy fuel. All right, just a quick update with this. For some reason, the stainless steel doesn't always pick the oxygen version. Sometimes if it has both, sometimes pick that one. And it's just worse, especially when I have tons of oxygen. But I am just crafting up the last of the stuff we need here. The 20 stainless machine tanks. We got the copper nickel coil blocks, which are relatively easy to craft up at this point. I do have a bit of mica. I'm going to have to get some more. Yeah, I think that's going to last us at least one more set. Probably two, to be honest. Relatively easy to get it. I just need to drop a miner down on that vein. But I have a whole bunch of stuff running over here. Thermal centrifuge, macerator. Now we have the thing going. I might be, and I was running that to get all this chrome. Look at all this wonderful chrome we are getting, and magnesium too, which is helpful. But yeah, we are testing our power grid here, and last time I checked, we do have all three things running, which is perfect. We got our 800 EU running there, but we are still kind of just slowly dropping with all the stuff we got running. So we're doing pretty good, to be honest. Yeah, so average input 1800, average output 2000. So just over what we are producing. But yeah, this is working. This is working great. It's got that's turned on. That's running. I don't know if I mentioned, but I am going to continue expanding that. It's just titanium for the extra chambers is basically what we need. I don't know where I got that circuit. I don't think it was in there. I don't know. Oh, it just came out of there. Hello. Duh. I was like, I don't remember using circuits for anything. All right, but we need 80 more stainless steel. So that's going to take a second. And by second, I mean an hour. I did think about using the HV energy hatch to speed it up. But with everything else going, we're not producing quite that much power. But what I'm thinking is this is going to go over here. I do have everything. Also, these do need to be HV. I tried with the LV hatch, and it does not work. But I'm thinking, I think that's going to go there. I think this can go underneath. Let's see. Yeah, any casing will probably do the HV energy hatch there. Then let's see. All right, so the steam has to go in the middle ring. input hatch on the right, output hatch on the left. Well, input on the left, output on the right is usually what I do. But yeah, we're going to do this and then basically like this. So why are those so difficult to break? So that now I have steam from underneath. Maybe usually I do steam up top, but we're not like this is steam actually, isn't it? No, that's our steam. I may need to upgrade these pipes as well, which that is not too difficult at this point, but I'm going to try the input hatch there. Then the casings are going to go around this. So 8. And then we'll do the output hatch. That is not where I wanted it. There we go. The output hatch will go there. And then the 8. That's 16. And then, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, which is the 20, which we need. All right, cool. So let me get that finished. Let me get this hooked up. Let me get this taken care of. I'll probably just do the tape because I have one extra one in the thing. I do need to get extra tools for this. I just haven't got around to it. So we'll throw an extra soft mallet in there, an extra wrench, whatever. And we'll just, instead of taking the ones out that we need screwdriver, I'll throw an extra screwdriver in there. But yeah, we'll be right back. Okay, just finishing up the stainless steels. Now, I did connect this with the tiny fluid pipes. I don't think it's going to be... Let me get that as well. I don't think it's going to be fast enough, to be honest, but I just kind of want to get this up and running. I don't know if that's enough gold cable either. Why don't I make some more? I need tons of this anyway. We use them in with the machine hulls, which we are crafting up a lot. So let's get that going. All right, so I got the things. Obviously, we already had that from when we did the that thing, the quest at least. But there we go. So this should. Also, I totally forgot to grab the tape. All right, there is the tape, and there is the cables. I don't have that automated yet because it uses refined glue. All right, cool. So that does indeed work. I was a little concerned it maybe wouldn't work. I've never done the steam on the bottom. I've always done the steam up here so I can see it. But at this point, we'll just do that. So yeah, I just have a pump and the tiny steel fluid pipes because I can get 2 pipes out of 1 steel ingot. But I have a feeling if I need to ramp this up, which at this point, it doesn't really need to be going that fast. I don't need tons of this stuff. And then underneath, I just have it hooked up to my steam line coming out here. Now, I think we'll be good. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't actually done the math. I don't know if this is going to pull too much steam from our turbine. I don't know. It's not the end of the world if that's not a perfect thing, but yeah, I guess we'll find out. All right, let's do this. We'll just connect it onto the back of this. I think we should be good. This is 1X cable. This can handle 3 amps. I don't think this is ever going to pull 4 amps, but you never know. So that's kind of annoying. I'm gonna have to do like a bend. Does anyone else hate that? What do you have to do, like a bend like that? I don't know. For some reason I don't like that. I have another one like over here. I have to do a bend. I wish I didn't have to do that. Just some of those little like weird Minecraft quirks. Alright. Eventually this is probably going to be replaced with either conduits or AE. But I think we're good, right? Yeah. And then I do have a super tank. Crafted that up since they are so easy to craft up. Just LV circuits at this point. But I do want this to go in here, because I don't want it to void any of this stuff. And eventually, well, I will probably... You know what? I'll probably do this in between episodes, but I'll get everything ready for the distillery. That's going to go kind of like right here-ish, I think. Now, eventually, this is going to be... This is kind of a temporary build. I want to get this into its own whole building. At some point, we'll have like an oil refinery building. But I need to get it up and running before we can really start branching out into multiple platforms. I just don't have the resources to get the stuff to them yet. But yeah, so that's going to be there. And I guess, I think this is it, right? We'll see. Heavy fuel. Does it need like, it does need that. No, it's that. Oh, I got to figure out which one I'm doing. Heavy, I think we're doing no, what are we doing? We're doing severely steam cracked heavy fuel. I think that is. I think that's what I want. I don't want hydrocracked. I've never found a reason to do hydrocracked. It just doesn't give us all the outputs for... Like, we don't get ethylene, which is one of the main ones I want. Lightly... Yeah, so lightly, you get more light fuel out of it, but you get so much less of the other stuff. Moderately steam cracked. We get a bit more and less light fuel. More naphtha, and then severely steam cracked. We get less light fuel, but we get more of all the other stuff, which is the reason we're doing this. Is mostly the byproducts. Yeah, I think that's what I want. So, severely steam cracked heavy fuel oil cracker is a 3. Do I need... Can I put that in there? I don't remember. Does it have to go in an input bus? No, I think it can go in that. Can it go in that slot? Good thing I have 80 million circuits. Wait, no, I can't shift click that. That is not a thing in GregTech New Horizons. Was it a 3? It was a 3, right? I already forgot. Yeah. Also, that blindness, kind of annoying. See if that works. I think it does. Yeah, there we go. So we should be producing our severely steam cracked heavy fuel. Nice. So with that, we can start. I'm not going to do it quite yet, but we can start breaking this stuff down once we get the big tower up. Now, question is, it is keeping up with that. Kind of surprising. It is 4 seconds, so it needs 4 seconds to do 1,000 millibuckets. So the 200 that it's doing with the heavy fuel is actually fine. Now, are we getting enough steam in it? Yeah, we are. All right. Well, I didn't really think that was going to be... I didn't think that was going to be, these pipes were going to be big enough for that, but apparently they are. It's not pulling that much. Yeah, and it looks like that's still working, right? Yep, 131. It is optimal flow. Yeah, I think we're good. I wish I could see like how much was going through this, but unfortunately with these huge steel pipes I can't see the thing behind it. But all right, so there we go. We are cracking our fuel. I'm going to smelt, I don't even know how much stainless steel we're going to need for a whole 12 thing tall, but I think getting that done early is going to help us progress for sure. So that I think will be next episode. The 12 tall. I'm gonna have to do the math on how much we're actually gonna need for that. It is a lot of these casings, like 80 of these or something like that. So you can only imagine these are 8 each. If you need 80 of them, that's a lot of ingots of stainless steel. But that is one of the reasons I wanted to get all this chromite. Lots and lots of chrome instead of having to do it through, is that the one I put it in? Yeah. Much easier to get than having to do ruby. And you get 9 per chrome. So I think we are good there. But anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. Oh, we got plenty of chrome. That's 900 something ingots. We are good to go. Yeah. Anyway, that's going to be it for today. So thanks for watching and have a good one.